Hey guys, welcome back. First of all, I want to say thank you again for taking the time to check out this video. I'm a smaller channel, just getting my feet wet in YouTube, and I'm doing what I can to kind of provide informative content and also my experiences with plants. With all the plant channels out there, I'm sure it's difficult to a small channel like myself to get out and appear in searches and things of that sort. So thanks so much for supporting and taking the time. And if you guys like what I have here, what I'm sharing, comment, like, subscribe, and I will be more than happy to provide more information. If you guys have questions, if you guys have maybe an idea on a video you want me to talk about, I'm more than happy to talk about that too, especially because I can't do this without you. Definitely, if there's a demand for a question, I'm happy to provide it if I can answer that question. So I was thinking about something the other day when it comes to plant care, and I thought about how I haven't really seen just across the space how much the environment that we live in directly affects and can prevent us or help us in keeping certain plants alive. For example, calatheas, right? They're tropicals. This one, this one, even this orbifolia I have down here, she's a beast. These plants need a lot more humidity. And I live in zone 9A. So I'm in East LA County where it's drier inland. And these plants cannot survive outside. And these plants definitely cannot survive indoors without some additional help. So I have a humidifier. And I also have a hydrometer, which is just a tool that tells me the temperature and the relative humidity in the space. That gives me metrics so I know that the space that I'm in is helpful for the plant that I want to have. Now, my humidifier is tied in to the hydrometer, so it makes my plant care more easy. It's more automated. And if you guys are interested in that, I'll share links below if you guys are interested in the types of tools or anything you see here that I use for my plant care, especially certain plants that are more high maintenance, like this one and the one I showed you. They need a little more attention, and I try and work smarter by getting the tools necessary that let me get set up for success with these types of plants, knowing the climate that I live in cannot allow them to grow naturally. So, overall, with the environment, yeah, things that aren't really considered from what I've seen is if you run your air conditioner, if you run your heater during the seasons, right? Those dry out your air. Some plants, like tropicals, cannot stand that over time. So if you're living during a heat wave and your air conditioner is running a lot and your space is cooling down and drying out so that you're more comfortable, your plants won't be if they're not used to that. So you'll get crispier edges if that's something that you notice if you have tropicals, right? And so that's where the humidity comes in. If you want to grow them outside and you live in a dry climate, that's a big test and that's a really big investment. It's not that it's not hard to do. It's possible. It's just making the investment in the right tool. So, a mini greenhouse, for example, an enclosed space that lights light through, but also retains and keeps the moisture because drier climates will evaporate the moisture in the water and the leaves themselves will not like it and they will crisp up. My cat is on me right now. Don't know if you guys can see her. She might try and run away. You see her tail being below me. That's Barbara. She's an older cat. I don't know if you can see her. Sorry, if I turn my camera down, it's going to knock my tripod down. um, so, yeah, it's important to be mindful of the context and environmentally of the space that we in. But not everyone wants to be that involved with plants. So if you want a simple plant that doesn't really need attention, like this snake plant, that really only needs to get water when the soil dries out and then you soak it and then you let it drain out and you just put it back where it was. That's your thing. And these are more tolerant and hardier, so they won't stress out if you live in a climate that is more humid or dry. Like they prefer it drier, but they're not gonna kick and scream like a calathea, for example, or like tropical plants that need the extra moisture to stay luscious and supple. And we see that we're told about bright light. We're told about using the right soil. When do you water? Humidity levels in general. And those are the core things. It's never like, okay, the plant that I have, can I take care of it? Or the plant that I want, more specifically, can I take care of it so that it can survive and thrive? You can run an experiment and get a plant and say, oh, it says more humid, but maybe I can make it live here. It might thrive. It might not grow as quickly. It might give you smaller leaves. The leaves might crisp up, but it can still survive, but it won't thrive. Um, Yeah, so the environment matters. The context of a space matters for your plants. My space is about 11 by 11, so it's easy to keep humid with the large humidifier that I have. Even closing my door from time to time. If I ever go on vacation and visit friends, my family isn't into plants like I am. So what I'll do is I'll keep my door closed and the space stays humid while I'm gone. And that's great because it reduces the amount of watering I have to do because the ambient air is already humid enough. So I won't worry that some of these plants might dry out, like these baby jacarandas that I'm growing. I have to water them every 3 days, 3 to 5 days, depending on it. When the humidity level's higher and it's cooler, I water less. If it's hotter, you water more because they use water more. So, yeah, environment is key. And it's always important to be mindful of that. But that's all I have for this one. Otherwise, I'll just ramble, and I don't want to lose you guys your attention. But if you guys have any other ideas, if you have any comments, any questions, I'll try and answer as best I can. I'll try and work on videos to kind of create videos for everyone to kind of share. And again, I love the support and appreciate any comments you may have. Smaller channels, it's harder to get on YouTube and grow a following that you can provide content that people want when there's already so much, especially with channels of plants. So my goal is to be informative, provide you with information that I have that works for me and the tools that I use that make plant care more automated. Lights, for example, they're on schedules. I don't think about the lights in my room, they work themselves all 24/7. Humidifier, it's automated. I don't worry about it. I just got to fill it in when it's running out of water, things like that. So, if you guys want to hear more about that, I'm happy to do videos on that. Like and subscribe. Forget to comment if you guys do down there, and I will see you in the next one.